I cannot believe in the year of our Lord 2022 I would even be asking this question. Hello and welcome to FTTR. I am Ewan McQuaid, and today we are talking about big old Shane McMahon going to AEW. Now, this is something that's mental. I wouldn't have even thought of this possibility 2 or 3 years ago, because Shane was Shane. He was getting his WrestleMania matches, he was getting big feuds, he was getting big programs. Shane McMahon was one of the top stars sort of 2017 onwards, ever since his match with The Undertaker at WrestleMania. So the question goes, now that he has seemingly departed WWE, should Shane O'Mac jump ship to AEW? Now, I can see reasons why he would want to, why Tony Khan might want to bring him in. He's a big name. Not only is he a big name, he is the prodigal son, if you will, of WWE's owners. It would be a massive kick in the teeth for Vince McMahon to see his son go to the competition. But should he? I don't think so. I don't think there's any sort of possibility that Shane McMahon will jump ship to AEW, mainly because of the backstage rumblings that seemingly took place at the Royal Rumble. Shane's ego potentially getting in the way of the structure of the match, and the match turned out to be absolute balls. So he's maybe not there on a creative level. As an on-screen talent, Shane has a bit of go-away heat with the fans. He's not been presented as someone likeable in the slightest, through his Kevin Owens feud, even semi through his Daniel Bryan stuff. Yeah, Shane's just not been an entertaining screen presence for a while. Yes, he does big flippity-doos, not even flippity-doos, he does big jumping off things that are tall and scary stunts. But maybe that's it. Maybe, okay. I would be down for Shane McMahon versus Darby Allin. I would be scared. I don't know how you would get there, but the match would be absolutely bananas, if you get me. Shane jumping off tall things, Darby jumping off tall things. I think you could get a one-off, all-out match that is just plunder and chaos with Shane McMahon and Darby Allin. I think it would be fun and entertaining. Maybe bring him in as a manager. I might be into the idea of Shane McMahon managing someone like Brian Cage in AEW. I think that would be an interesting dynamic there. But other than that, there's no sort of role that Shane can play other than just being a name for Tony Khan. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the Shane McMahon entire just situation. I'm going to go through a few different bits of like news that came out while I haven't been doing videos, so this might go a bit long, but Shane McMahon was the one that I wanted to talk about most. Other things, the Royal Rumble was a very, very mediocre show for me. I didn't enjoy it a lot at all, apart from the Seth Rollins-Roman Reigns match. I thought it was easily the worst Rumble since probably 2017, maybe 2016. Because it was really bad, it was really boring, specifically the men's. I didn't think the women's was that great either, but that at least had a few nostalgia pops. But the nostalgia pops in the men's Royal Rumble was nothing. It was Shane. It was just Shane. That's it. And I don't really know how it went so badly. I'd like to know the backstage story. I'd want to see a documentary on everything that went down. It's just not going to stand the test of time in the slightest compared to 2020 Royal Rumble, even the 2021 Royal Rumble, which I wasn't overly keen on. I thought was better than this year's. So yeah, Royal Rumble out of the way. Not much for that. Ratings wise, it's great to see that AEW is doing good. They are getting good numbers, even though the CM Punk MJF match didn't necessarily draw. I think they've pulled it back up with this latest episode. It got sort of 1.1 million viewers. And that's really good. I know everyone's fixated on AEW and the ratings. I personally, I might check the ratings a lot. But But TBS must be thrilled. Some of these ratings are really good. Even if they're not cracking the 1 million mark, they're still drawing in at least 900,000 viewers a week, which is great. I think it's a really good number for AEW to be doing, particularly in its third year. I can't believe we're there already. So yeah, great ratings for AEW around the clock. We're just doing good. AEW just firing on all cylinders, and I feel like they've really picked up the pace now leading into Revolution, which I am hyped for. Let's talk about the Elimination Chamber card. It looks okay. I think the Chamber could be good. I think it's going to be a fun, plunder-filled match. You've got Beefcake, Bobby Lashley, and you've got Brock in there, along with Austin Theory. So, yeah, I think there's going to be some fun stuff there. It doesn't look overly exciting. It is taking place in the most progressive place in the world, Saudi Arabia. But, yeah, I think the card's okay, but I thought the card was good for the Rumble, and that was kind of a letdown. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that card plays out. Moving over to Impact. Impact are doing the best stuff of almost any promotion. I think Honor No More, for me, is one of the coolest stables in recent memory. I think the pairing, even though it looks a bit disjointed, mainly because of Vincent, I like Vincent, but his look sort of seems out of place with the rest of them, as I suppose PCO does as well. But they're just doing really cool stuff. They're telling a really good story with Josh Alexander as well, like the Moose Morrissey dynamic, and that's going to play out very, very soon. I think they've got a really stacked roster. They're bringing in new people, fresh faces, a fresh roster. Impact is one of the best weekly shows going, and you need to be checking it out if you're not. It's really solid stuff. And the last thing I want to talk about is Keith Lee again. Just like Keith Lee, just a sick debut. It was quality, and it's good to know backstage rumblings that Isaiah Cassidy's got a lot of praise for his performance of getting Keith Lee over, because it was terrific. It was a terrific performance. And yeah, I'm not actually going to end on Keith Lee. I'm going to end on Ronda Rousey, because Ronda, for me, was one of the highlights of WWE in that, I want to say, 2018-2019 period. She was one of the strongest female performers that they have. I thought in matches was stellar across the board. But this run so far has just been a bit of a dud. It's been a bit of a wet fart. I don't know if that's because she's, not as into it as she was in that first run. Maybe she's not into the opponents. Maybe it's something might be to do with the fans. But either way, I think she should be having the run of her career right now. Because I think the match between her and Charlotte can have heat behind it. It really can. It's just a matter of if she cares. And I really hope she does, because I love Ronda. I really do. That run is one of my favourites. I might have a video coming up about that soon. So yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff happening in the world of wrestling, and I just wanted to talk about a few bits that I've missed. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know anything about the world of wrestling you want me to talk about, and I'll try my best to talk about it. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.